A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to UBC Lunchtime News on this 6th day of April, 25th day of April, 26th day of April 2023. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto. Now we start off this news bulletin where the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja has today appeared before the Presidential Affairs Committee of Parliament to respond to inquiries into the Karamoja Iron Sheet saga. The committee was chaired by Adjumani Woman Member of Parliament Jessica Ababiku. We have details in this report.
Investigation started when ISO, it was ISO that was a whistleblower. The GISO of one of the sub-counties, I can't remember the name of the sub-county, in Namusindwa, informed the ISO director, Mr. Ruka, that there was a problem. People were selling iron sheets. So Ruka calls me, and then we said, let us now institute investigations. So that is how the State House Anti-Corruption Unit entered. That's how they started also using our usual tactics to buy iron sheets to establish the truth. So that was before all of you got to know this information. So together is the PS. We started involving investigating officers. I got this information earlier than anybody in this country. So the investigations that you saw, some of them are my making. Usually I write to Auditor General, I write to IGG, Anti-Corruption Unit. It is one of my roles, but I don't go in papers to tell them now I have written.
Because the Karamajong, when we were there, they said, we don't have iron sheets, and then the money is not there, and it was meant for them. So I would like you, your office, to take interest, very keen interest, much as they are investigating. Be there, and I know you can manage. Find out whether these, even the iron sheets that you have been sending religiously, even before you, whether they reach.
Some of these people are highly educated. When you look at Honorable Kitutu, she's a doctor. I don't know a doctor in which field, but she's a doctor. By the time you attain that status, you are highly educated. So for me, I don't know how you expect me to be monitoring her, a highly educated person of that caliber. So to me, members, I want to say that I cannot go knocking on every minister's door. We use the laid down procedures, sometimes in meetings, sometimes, you know, I get reports when you interrogate these ministers in your committees. Sometimes I also ask for reports. That's how I monitor them.
Defense Forces General Wilson Mbadi has arrived in Benin City to oversee the implementation of the joint military operation Shuja status of the forces agreement in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. At Benin Airport, General Mbadi was received by FEDEC Overall Operation Shuja Commander General Bombele Kamele and UPDF senior officers led by the Commander Land Forces Lieutenant General Kayanja Muhanga. We have more.
The Chief of Defense Forces, General Wilson Mbasumbadi, and FRD's Chief of Defense Forces, Lieutenant General Chiwewe Christian, arrived at Benin Airport Mavivi from Kinshasa Airport. General Mbadi arrived in eastern city of Beni, accompanied by UPDF Operations Suja Commander Major General Deko Lum aboard a chartered SG aeroplane from DR's capital, Kinshasa.
Le commandant de détachement, le colonel diplômé d'état-major de l'Evelongo Emmanuel.
At the airport, General Mbadi was received by the FRDC senior commanders led by Lieutenant General Ndima Kobu Costa, Major General Bombero Kamel, while UPDF contingent in DRC was led by Commander Land Forces Lieutenant General Kayanja Mohanga, flanked by other senior UPDF commanders. Military parade by FRD soldiers mounted in honor of the UPDF chief. A convoy of over 30 motorized and armored ushered in the Chief of Defense Forces to Okapi Hotel. The next 24 hours, General Mbadi and his counterpart meeting will focus on the next phase and evaluate the impact of the joint military operation Suja. Haruna Mutesasira reporting for UBC News in Beni City, Eastern DRC.
Thank you, Haruna. Now, the National Curriculum Development Center and the Ministry of Education and Sports rolled out the new lower secondary curriculum 3 years back, targeting at producing graduates with employable skills that are now competitive on the labor market. The system administrator in charge of online registration at the Directorate of Industrial Training, Isaac Mwesigwa, is calling on schools to register their candidates before 28th of April.
The lower secondary curriculum is being implemented in all secondary schools countrywide, and the cohort of 2023 learners are due for occupational competence-based assessment planned for rollout in November 2023. The Directorate of Industrial Training is on a countrywide tour to sensitize learners and teachers on the new curriculum setup. In his address to head teachers from Ankole region at Ntare School, the systems administrator in charge of online registration, Isaac Mwesigwa, said registration of candidates is online and the deadline is 28th April 2023.
So the purpose for being here is to continue to sensitize the head teachers, those who have not yet registered, to register before the deadline comes, and those who have already registered to help others who have not yet registered. So the head teachers were happy and impressed. The system is so easy to use and friendly.
Mwesigwa says all universal secondary education candidates are exempted from paying registration and assessment fees.
About USA schools, those are the U's, for example, the seed schools and all schools that subscribe under U's. Your registration is free of charge. So make sure by the end of 28th April you have registered all those candidates on your portals so that we can prepare well come November when we are going to do the assessment.
The chairman, Association of Secondary Schools Head Teachers from Ankole region, Dennis Turiamureva, says the new lower secondary curriculum has made teaching more practical and user-friendly. He calls on all schools and other educational stakeholders to embrace the program.
There is nobody who will take a child to a school when they discover that there are no skills that are related to their future life. So we have to try as much as possible and ensure that we practice the requirements of DIT and lower secondary curriculum.
The creative industry is seeking for special package to add value on their craft to meet regional and global market standard. This and other concerns have been raised in Art and Craft exhibition organized by the Amalgamated Transport and General Workers Union in Kampala. We have more.
The Art and Craft exhibition, organized by the Amalgamated Transport and General Workers Union, has attracted creative industry players from all East African countries to showcase cultured art pieces.
This exhibition has also attracted other exhibitors from other places. Here we have the Kenyans, we have the Tanzanians, we have the Rwandese, we also have people from Senegal, and these are small income earners who also do arts and crafts. So it's very important that we formal organizations should support informal sector so that they'll be able to rise up to the occasion. Otherwise, minus our support, they may not do much.
Exhibited art pieces are testimony to the endowed unique raw materials to the East African nations. This enables innovative minds to earn a living.
Clearly, I know about leather. That is why I decided to do leather work and beadwork.
In Africa, you can see cheetah, lion, buffalo, elephant, and rhino. And then you can say these are the animals. If you show to a Muzungu, said, oh, this is big five, they be happy, and then they use a lot of energy because you need first to get that timber and you shape it the way you want. You can shape it by the oval or circle or triangle or rectangle, and then you use a lot of energy. That's why you can do this one in like 2 days.
Creative industry, being informal, receive little recognition from existing trade unions. This compels stakeholders to form associations for belonging purpose.
And informal sector workers are workers who are not catered for by any other organization. The government takes care of everybody, but for these people in particular who are doing arts and crafts, they are taking care of themselves.
Despite regional trade agreements signed by member states, several barriers are still hindering movement of small and medium-sized enterprises.
We get challenging from the custom, simply because we as East Africa, we have the way whereby we come from our government. We got the letter from our SME from the Kenya, and then we come that letter from the border. But sometimes the people at the custom, they don't recognize the letter.
Can't take your products there without following the standards. So what we are going to do is to liaise with the counterparts who are very well versed with these international standards, where these exhibitions items can be taken.
Improper methods of bankrolling creative industry is limiting mechanization to produce competitive products.
That value addition is what we are trying now to promote, because if we help these people to add value to what they are producing now, it will be able to create more jobs. We will be able to be fighting poverty. We will be able to stand and ensure that these workers come together and promote things that are working.
In Uganda, leaders in this sector are optimistic of the different government wealth creation programs to cover their interests of finance upscaling. Marion Awori and Abdul Nasir Lubwama for UBC.
The third Deputy Prime Minister, Rukia Nakadama, says she will not return iron sheets she got from the office of the Prime Minister because they were used to roof public institutions affected by heavy rains. While interfacing with the Parliamentary Committee on Presidential Affairs, Nakadama told the MPs that her district, Mayuge, was hit by disaster and public institutions like schools, health centers and churches were destroyed.
Right Honorable Chairperson.
Mayuge, woman member of parliament who is also the third deputy prime minister, Rukia Nakadama, has admitted to have received the iron sheets and says she used them to roof public institutions deroofed by rainstorms. The Presidential Affairs Committee, headed by the Juman woman member of parliament, Ababiku Jessica, was interrogating her at the office of the president in Kampala.
We have issues with the iron sheets, which to the petition received got mismanaged. The one for Karamoja sub-region, and through our investigative processes we established that your name is among the beneficiaries. So for fairness, we felt we should give you audience to also listen from you than making our own judgment.
Woman member of parliament, I had a disaster in my district. So when I got the problem, I did not know that maybe Honorable Dr. Chitutu will soon have something in store that we can mismanage. I didn't know about that. That's why I had even run to the First Lady. Eh? In fact, if I had also, like that the chairperson had something or could support me, I would have run to her.
She added that if the committee wishes to get back the iron seats, they should go to Mayuge and get the iron seats from the public institutions that benefited.
It's good that I've told you where the iron seats are. They are in that document. The places are known, and it is up to the committee. If they want them back, then the committee can say our resolutions, we want those schools to be unroofed. Then I think those people can unroof them. No, chairperson, I cannot say that I will buy because I did not take to roof my house. I took iron sheets to government institutions. Now buying means that it is me, Nakadama, to roof a school. Eh? It is, now that is personal. But this is a government institution. I don't know if in the government policy we can say that let individuals.
Lists of 25 ministers are currently facing interrogation from various government institutions on allegations of having stolen iron seats meant for vulnerable people of Karamoja. Since the news broke out, a section of ministers have returned the iron seats. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
The Slovenian Speaker of Parliament, Urska, has lauded Uganda for being a peace promoter in Africa and for preserving the environment and protecting wildlife from extinction. She made the remarks while touring Uganda Wildlife Education Conservation Center in Entebbe, where she named a young female rescued chimpanzee after herself and donated €300 for its upkeep.
The Speaker of Slovenia Parliament has toured the Animal Center in Entebbe, where she was welcomed by the State Minister for Tourism, Martin Mugara, and the management of UWEC. The Executive Director of UWEC, Dr. James Musingozi, guided the visiting team on a tour of the animal exhibits, where the Speaker fed some of them.
This has been a dream of mine, to be near such great animals that you have here, and what you are doing, to preserving the life, trying to prepare the animals, returning them to wildlife, and caring for those who cannot return to wildlife.
The visiting speaker lauded Uganda for being a peace promoter in Africa and thanked the Ministry of Tourism and UWEC management for granting her an opportunity to visit the center.
I'm very sad to see species, such magnificent species as the rhinoceros and apes going to extinction. So I thank you all for doing what you are doing.
She also named the young female rescued chimpanzee her name, Urska, and committed to make a monthly contribution towards animals' welfare.
Today I can afford to make €300, but then every single month I want to donate another sum of money, and then next month another sum of money. So
the State Minister for Tourism, Martin Mugara, appreciated the Speaker's gesture and accepted to be ambassador to European countries, hence promoting Uganda's tourism.
So it's good you have said that when you come back you'd want to do something with the gorilla. We'd be happy to arrange for you so that you can also go ahead and we'll do that outside here. Because Uganda has the highest population of the highland gorilla population in the whole world. It's mostly here. But still along that way we have the Rwenzori Mountain. Rwenzori Mountain is the highest non-volcanic mountain in the whole world. And of course 3 of the highest peaks in Africa are on the Rwenzori, and it has snow on top and all that. So Uganda is a good country.
The Executive Director, UWEC, Dr. James Musingozi, says the Speaker's visit to UWEC will help to create a strong relationship with Slovenia as a country in terms of tourism.
our zoo here in Entebbe will partner with the zoo in Slovenia to be able to see how we can exchange staff, exchange animals as a way of improving genetic diversity of animals, but also promoting capacity building for our different staff. Our staff may go to Slovenia, the Slovenians can come here and look at how African animals are looked after, and we can also exchange animals between the two countries.
Before her visit to Uwek, she met with the Speaker of Parliament and the Minister for Internal Affairs. I'm Nafka Farida and Sulaka Gugube.
UBC Lunchtime News takes a very short break, but we return with more stories after these messages.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, under the auspices of the East African Community, will host the 10th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2023 from the 9th to the 11th of May 2023 at the Kampala Serena Hotel in Uganda. Take full advantage of the investment opportunities in the East African region's vibrant oil and gas sector. To find out more on how to sponsor, exhibit, or attend the 10th EAPCE 23, visit www.eapce23.eac.int.
Iwakato, this is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes. Now, the center.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100 *1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
She is our family's pride, and as her father, I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
Their support meant so much to me, and as a teenage girl, I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
TB kills approximately 30 people daily, and 247 Ugandans fall ill of TB disease every day. TB has killed dreams and families. We all deserve a chance in life to hustle, smile. We all deserve a chance to dream and be the best version of ourselves. It is preventable and curable. Know your status. TB testing, treatment, and all TB-related services are free in all government hospitals and accredited private health centers.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us. In more news this afternoon, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development has dispatched over 3 billion shillings for the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship and Youth Livelihood Program to those groups who applied for the fund. Minister of Gender, Betty Amongi, says the funds will be given to only those districts that have recovered the money that they borrowed before. Some of the districts include Ibanda, Lira, Kumi, among others. We have more.
The 6,097 million shillings is to be shared by women and youth groups in different districts, including Wakiso, Kazo, and Iganga.
For the whole country, but for selected districts that have performed well. And we are going to disburse today 3,097 million. That so long as you recover this money and you get groups to apply for this money, you are still able to be supported to get the money.
Only districts that have retrieved the money are to benefit, though there have been challenges in recovery attributed to the effects of COVID-19 pandemic.
Now with the reestablishment of the joint program, the little operational fund that has been given has been used, and you can see now a big improvement in the recovery, both in the women and the youth.
The youth and women have been implored to start up projects through their groups in a bid to fight unemployment.
In a viable business idea, don't eat the money and then pay back the money in time so your community can be able to benefit.
Akariwa Kendo Women's Piggery Project Group explains how they intend to spend the 8.5 million shillings. When we get the money, we want to expand our piggery and poultry projects. Miriam Mumcha, UBC News.
Well, with that, UBC Lunchtime News has come to an end. Thank you so much for your company. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto. Have yourself a lovely afternoon and a lovely lunch.